Hey guys, this is Booligan with Airsoft Retreat, BooliganAirsoft.com, and Airsoft Insider Magazine. Today we're going to take a very quick video look at the Wingun Nagant M1895 CO2 Revolver. I received this gun through Airsplat.com, and I have a full review of it available on my website, BooliganAirsoft.com. This is a replica of the famous Soviet-era revolver M1895 that saw use in a lot of conflicts, specifically World War II, World War I. So this thing could be a great option for collectors or for somebody looking for a sidearm for World War II Soviet-style reenactment. The gun is not without its issues, so let's go ahead, take a look at it on the bench. I'll go over the pros and cons, and let's see if this thing might be the right gun for you. Let's take a look at some of the features of the Wingun Nagant Model 1895 revolver. First off, as mentioned, it is a full metal replica. Everything is metal with the exception of the plastic fake wood grain grips. You pry off this side to access your 12 gram CO2 cartridge. Sometimes putting it back on takes a little bit of a push. That time it went on just fine. You have a small lanyard loop here, which is actually what you use to tighten up that CO2 cartridge against the valve. The gun is totally devoid of any markings aside from a very, very faint serial number located here. It's kind of hard to see, and I believe that those numbers are unique to each gun. I'm not 100% positive on that, though. I haven't seen any other ones for comparison. The gun does not use a swing-out cylinder like most revolvers that you are familiar with. Instead, it loads using what's called an Abity gate. Flip that down, and you rotate the cylinder to get the shells out. Gun has a 7-shot capacity. The shells that it uses are made of brass. The BB is held in the front, and there is a soft plastic base to allow good sealing up with the internal system. Because of this, reloading is kind of a slow, laborious process. Certainly not the most tactical gun on the block, but what can you do? It's a classic design. You have to deal with the constraints. What I'd recommend for loading, turn it this way. You can then push a BB in to each cylinder, rotate it. You never even have to take the shells out of the gun. This little rod here does, let's see if I can, there you go, it comes out to there, but the cylinder doesn't come out from what I can see. I don't know what that rod's there for. It is what it is. Otherwise, the finish on it, you can tell it's almost like a metallic gray. I would have liked something that's a little bit shinier, looks more like blued steel, but it is what it is. Again, we're working with the constraints of what the manufacturer can do. Also, you've got these screw holes on the side. Not a terribly attractive look, and these should be flathead screws, not hex screws. If it really bothers you that much, you could take them out and replace them with flathead screws. This is a double action revolver, which means you can pull the trigger and it'll cock it and fire it. And you can do that as fast as you can pull the trigger. Or for a shorter trigger pull and more accurate firing, pull the hammer back and you just have just a slight break to fire the trigger or to fire the gun. Iron sights are fixed and molded into the frame, molded into the barrel. On the real gun, this would be floated in, but it is molded in as part of the barrel. The orange tip is a orange plastic plug that was just plugged into the barrel. Came right out. In my case, always be sure to check your local laws before doing that. Let's talk about where I got it. I got it through Airsplat.com. It's currently priced around $124. And let's go back and take a look at its performance. I'll talk about whether it's a good buy or not, how it shoots. So let's go ahead and take a look. We've gone over the functions of the gun, how to load it, how to unload it, how it shoots. Let's talk performance and probably the biggest flaw of this gun. Like most Wingun CO2 powered revolvers, this thing shoots damn hot, right around 415 FPS on average. That in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing if it had the range to back it up. However, also like most Wingun revolvers, it does not have any sort of hop-up at all. There's no hop-up, adjustable, or fixed. It is essentially just a straight shot out of the barrel. That means that your shots will start falling at about 60 feet or so. It's a consistent drop, You can certainly, arc up a little bit to try to get your shots to drop on a target, but really this thing shoots too hot to safely engage, between, shorter than about 75 feet or so, and the gun won't shoot that far accurately. So performance-wise, as it sits right now, the thing is a no-go. It's not good performance-wise. However, I will be testing out PPS's new CO2 capsules. They have a machined capsule that you can fill with whatever gas you want. They make them in 8 gram and 12 gram. What that means is you could theoretically fill one of those capsules up with propane or green gas and have this thing shoot a lot slower than its current 400 FPS velocity. That means it would be a little bit more feasible to use it in close quarters or as a sidearm, being that your minimum engagement distance would be much lower. You still would have the issue with it not being terribly accurate at range because there's no hop-up. However, since you would safely be able to engage at shorter distances, it could very well function as an excellent sidearm for Russian side World War II reenactors. Another cool feature about this gun, and it's something how I modified mine. The real Nagant 1895 revolver was able to be fitted with a sound suppression device. It does that, and it worked. Most revolvers, actually, frankly, all revolvers are not able to do that because of this cylinder gap. On the real model 1895, the cylinder moved forward with firing. This one, it does not move forward when firing. However, the outer barrel, it's not threaded, but with a little bit of work, you can fit a WE threaded adapter. And that's what I've done here. So I've got a small metal can installed. I cut the threads myself using another adapter. And there you go. It's not 100% accurate to how the real one looked, but it's kind of a cool little throwback to the fact that this gun is one of the only revolvers that you could fit a silencer to. Does it affect the sound? No, of course not. The ATF is watching. Airsoft muzzle devices are purely cosmetic. They do not affect the firing of the gun at all. But it looks pretty damn cool. And to be honest, that's just plain fun. So be sure to check out the full review on Airsoft Retreat, BooliganAirsoft.com. And as always, many thanks for watching.